transitive and intransitive verbs. When you talk about these two verbs, make sure to understand what I mean by an object clearly, right? So when you talk about transitive, they are transitive verbs in general. They are the ones that need an object. That's why you call transitive, because they need an object, right? When I say I question you, so the verb question, it needs an object, right? You. Why? The one that is questioned, right? That is you. So basically, when we talk about a transitive verb, it needs an object. Make sure to add an object. That's it. Whereas intransitive verb, it doesn't need an object. Like I move or I go. When I say, now it doesn't need an object. Of course, we can add an adverb of time or maybe place or how do I move or how that movement happens. Well, it can be added, but it doesn't mean that these are what called objects, right? Object is the one that directly receives the action of that verb. That's it. So when I say verbs like question or ask, surprise, assist, or aid, these are what called transitive verbs. Basically, when you see these verbs, their actions are transferred, right? Meaning, in short, they need an object. Whereas verbs like go or move, sleep, stand, sit, these are what called intransitive verbs. They don't need an object. Of course, you can add, I move or go slowly, right? I walk slowly. It's merely, it shows it indicates how do I walk, right? Meaning slowly, right? So slowly is not an object, it is an adverb. That's an adverb of manner. It indicates how do I move, right? Slowly. So in short, when we talk about transitive and intransitive verbs, transitive verbs are the ones that need an object, and intransitive verbs are the ones that do not need an object. That's it.